Hello everyone, Wenzeltron is back, and it's been a while. It's been a really long time. Just a little bit about that. I've just been busy, and honestly didn't really know what to do for content-wise, even though I could definitely have made a whole bunch of it. But, yeah, I don't know. There's no excuse, really. Anyways, we have been over 100 subscribers for a little while now, which is completely, utterly amazing. I don't know what, I have no words for that. Anyways, the whole point of this video today is we're going to look at the Diablo rework, which as of today, he even got some more little dealies, changes to his stuff. Max health has been increased, along with the health regeneration, just to stay in line. His attack speed has also been increased, and then a few different things like the healing has been increased by 5% on your W, the new Flame Stomp, and then so it's now 130%. And some other minor talent tweaks. Let's see. Anything worth noting? Devil's Due got buffed, which is surprising because that's never been buffed. It is now 2.25% for soul, so basically even more sustained when collecting regen globes. Other than that, it's basically just leveling out talent so that things that were underperforming or did not have as much of an impact as they thought it would. Overall, Diablo is not as strong. So the range of his Q talent that was really impactful at level 4 is now gone, and then they rolled in like one range on the talent, so you get like half the buff baseline. So the distance of which you can engage from is not as much, and that is about it. Other than that, there was a bug with lightning breath. I don't know if it's hotfixed here, but it is basically your hitbox as a hero is increased to the entire length of the lightning breath. So if there's an allied hero that's standing in it and they try to cast a spell on you like ancestral healing, it'll go to Diablo instead of the hero that was actually intended upon. Not sure if that was fixed. I don't think it's said that in the bug notes yet, but it will be fixed for the HGC for those of you that care. So with that, we're gonna try a build. Since they buffed his auto attack speed, I've been like playing with Souls of Fire and stuff, or Flame, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel as good as I would thought. So I don't know, we'll see. I'll look at the team comp, but I got a build that I like, and we'll see if it works. But since the rework, I don't really know what I like to play Diablo with anymore, because he seems a little bit more passive, which is a little unfortunate because Diablo is the hyper aggressive, charge into there and do stuff and things type of hero. So, with that, everybody, let's jump in the game, and I hope you all enjoyed the video with El Diablo. I love this skin. This is like one of my favorite skins in all of the game. It's amazing. Alright, everybody, we've landed on Volsky. Not a bad map, actually, and we are... So I just want to talk about a few things here. With Diablo's basic attack speed increased to 0.95, sorry, 0.1. Numbers are hard. Anyways, with that attack speed buff, the auto attack talents will be a little bit better. They also buffed the Feast of Fear talent by another 2%. It was 10%, now it's 12% per health. That's not too bad, but it requires you to stun, even though your overpower is pretty good. I just personally think that Devil's Due is way too impactful, especially as a link game stacking. And looking at our team, we do have a Vikings for the AoE soak, or AoE soak. That's such a strange, just map soak in general. So yeah, I can dig it. And as I was warming up for this, I tried to play a game, or a couple games actually. I've been playing like all day, just trying to think about what I'd have to say about Diablo here. And so far, there we go. That was like old school Diablo right there. I love this announcer, by the way. Gonna get booped back, but he doesn't have increased range, so I'll be okay. And then by going Devil's Due, actually looking at mouth yell now, I'm actually gonna be able to kind of counteract his damage, since it is all that like damage over time. And then what else? Overall, this rework for Diablo is quite strange, I guess. A lot of it ties into, or not even strange, it's more just skill-based, less of a simple kit, since the Flame Stomp is a frontal cone that returns and then does triple damage / healing on the way back. That means the amount of, there we go, that was a quick kill. like just knowing how to use it properly, because now you want to do, I'm gonna do, so basically what you want to do is you prefer to W in and then Q them directly so that the turn wave lands on them as you like impact them, or you W away from yourself like this, like just hovering here, you W away and then it flip the person over with overpower, and then you get extra healing that way. So that's just like a playstyle thing, I guess. We're gonna go for life leech here actually, since I was talking about, you know, better basic attacks, more speed and things like that. I just think that might be a bit of a better talent for this tier. Since Sacrificial Soul requires you to stun a target with your Q, I don't know how impactful that'll be. Let's go for, oh, I just messed up Genji, but it's fine, we got the kill anyways. Since the Q needs to be like affected on a target prior, like you need to do that, basically. You need to hit it to get the value from it, so it's not always active. Whereas the W talent, the odds of you hitting, you know, 3 of your flames on a hero is pretty good. I would say that's pretty high. Varian 1 Twin Blade. It's also worth noting that in this patch, Twin Blade Varian got super buffed because Varian lost his base armor, and they just buffed his health by a lot. And his rework was not successful as much as many would say, or at least for the damage specs. The tank spec was probably more or less the same. It just, the feel is different though. I'm gonna just flip the Varian, get some wall damage here, and just position because he's gonna want to trade me. I'm just getting a lot of value with my W's, trading auto attacks and stuff like that. Looks like we lost Olaf in the top lane. But basically the way this works too is that if we attack, the more we attack, the more damage we'll deal. Gonna flip him over and then just continue to keep chaining auto attacks. Trying to soak Li Ming's damage. There we go. Alright, so many would think that the Diabolic Momentum would cause you to have a quote-unquote auto attack build. That is incorrect, because what the Diabolic Momentum wants you to do is basically continue to do more spells. So that would fit in the old Diablo build where you're trying to do QE combos and stuff like that, QEQ, with the reset. But that's not the case in this such build, whereas you're trying to auto attack as much as possible by doing a basic ability, then comboing that with auto attacks, aka Qing, auto, and then EQ, or Q auto, EQ, E auto. God, I want to keep saying Q, it just flows so much better. I'll try to put something on the screen, hopefully, with what I'm trying to say. And actually, this auto attack feels pretty nice. Because before, you're kind of gimped in wanting to, I'm trying to think of the best way. Like when you pick a W build, you want to keep using your W, right? You're like thinking about it more often. Whereas when you have auto attacks, it kind of doesn't limit you into how you're trying to sustain. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. We're learning on the fly here, peeps. This is like, I was thinking about this as I was warming up. I was like, if I were trying to, like, I'm trying not to look at it as like how I used to play Diablo, because that's not right. Like, if I were to do that, then like that's not good, because then it's not staying true to what the new version of the character is. So it's also worth saying too that Lightning Breath is very well buffed. It's kind of its own heroic now, whereas before it's kind of like forgotten and only used in very specific cheese situations. And my I personally only like really used it if we're playing with Anana, and we have this build called Trogdor, where this is gonna sound funny, but basically you have Ana Nano Boost Diablo while he's using Lightning Breath, and you just melt people and burninate the countryside, which is by no means not horrible at all, but it's just a very specific situation that it turns good. Whereas now it's kind of okay, especially because it has a stacking slow. The stacking slow makes it really, really strong, and Genji just cleaned up. Right now, this is like the best quick match game I've had in a really long time. where people are actually working together and stuff.
I must retreat.
We should do camps. And as you can see, I'm not even taking any health damage or losing mana just because I've been at 100 souls. And not only that, even though like so the Devil's Due gives you mana regen, which is amazing, it also, with Life Leech at level 4, gives me health back while attacking or trading into heroes, especially against these big beefy tanks like Varian and stuff. And I think I could, yeah, I can reasonably trade into him even with an Aperture Hat. If I was anyone else, even a Blaze, that would probably kill me. Or start melting my health pool. Even if I didn't take Life Leech, I'd probably start taking a lot of damage there too. So that's pretty cool. And I think the baseline buff to your W to do 130% healed, that incentivizes you to even further, I think, go into auto attacks possibly? I'm trying to think. I don't know, maybe not. We got this, easy mode. I don't know why he used that. There's no point. Alrighty. So now we are at the level 13 tier. They did buff the Devastating Charge again. So it still doesn't do any percentage health anymore. It does percent damage increase. But it buffs less at the, like, passively. And grants more after completing. That's the only difference. Had a little X Bite there while the Syndragosa was spawned. Or not Syndragosa, Abathur clone, sorry. But anyways, we're gonna go, so if you're going the W build, you go Spell Power, but obviously we're gonna go Cruelty here. So what this does is, after stunning a main with your Q or E, you will gain 50% attack speed for 5 seconds, up to 100%. So that means if you stun twice, so you stun with your Q and then flip over with your E, that gives you the double 100% attack speed, which is actually kind of crazy. And like I said, this is even stronger now because of the baseline buff. I'm gonna just keep saying that over and over again. We just lost Tyrande. This Varian seems a little squish. Oh, I missed. Alright, gonna pop alt here. Since I don't know who's over there. That's Arthas. Mini on the point. We're up 3 levels right now because of Vikings. I put him in the owl! I didn't even know that was gonna happen. Oh, it feels so good. Alright, we gotta contest it. This is huge. Oh no, the little knockback. The little boop there. Apple's doing work on me now. I'm trying to get this attack speed as much as possible to keep healing. Oh my god, that's actually working. This is super working against Varian. Diablo for the attack speed. Oh my god. Medic Diablo might actually be a thing. That was just insane. Okay, so of these talents, Domination, Old School Diablo. When you Q, it resets, or when you E, it resets your Q. Super Diablo super combo, as I patented, not really at all, in the first ever rework video I did for Diablo way back in the day, which I think is still the most watched video, or the most viewed video on my channel. Fun fact, if you want to go watch that, you can. It's a really fun game. But so debilitating flame, similar to similar to Leoric's creepy walk, where you reduce the amount of damage done. We're gonna do that, lining up for our little Tyrande there. So as you can see right now, I have 2 charges on my overpower. This gives me a lot of functionality into keeping that 100% auto attack speed increase at all times. And also, this is a good video for me to show off how I like to pilot the mech, because I see a lot of people not use it properly, because this thing's a team fighting monster. It's so good, especially after they buffed it so that when you have 2 people in it, it does so much more damage. It has a 25% boost, and it gives a 10 armor. It's really good. Gonna help our Tyrande here. Don't want to lose her. And just kind of shutting down Varian because he can be very strong. And then I'm also using the supporting function of the E on the mech as a cooldown. And I save it for when people are taking damage or the enemy team tries to dive on other heroes to protect them from damage because it's just such a strong ability. And as you can see, we're just melting this. 431 on the auto attack. And then I hit the E to continue disabling the fort. And we might be able to chain this to a victory shortly, which is not bad at all. Li-Ming, you don't do that anymore.
So that is the extent of the protector's
I'm gonna go for ETC in a second here. As you can see, we're doing work. This auto detect speed is doing stuff and things. Wow. This is so good. This is so good. I wasn't sure how, like, to me a tank shouldn't be an auto attack monster, right? No, not even close. But it feels like it right now. This is kind of insane. I wasn't sure if I would like this build. I don't remember if I tried it either before. I don't think I did. At least not in this buff state. Might have did it in my first game with him, but now that you have even more baseline attack speed and everything, it just feels really, really nice. And I don't think you get, oh no, so you don't get baseline attack speed. Interesting. And then I'm just thinking about this talent too right now. The next basic abilities cause Diablo's next base attack within 6 seconds deal 211 spell damage. That's an interesting interaction. The fact that they chose it to be spell damage is kind of important in the sense that, can I get this? Can I get this? Can I get this? Can I get this? Nope. We can do that. I think I might have just messed it up.
So be it.
I just did bad things. Okay, go into Varian instead. The fact that it's spell damage, that means you can proc spell shields with this build. Even though you proc it anyways if you're using your Q or anything. So I guess it doesn't really matter what damage it is. And since they're starting to remove different armor types from the game, as well as the start of this patch, it makes things a little bit different. Uh-oh. We're good. Alright, so level 20's here. Level 20 hasn't really changed all that much, except they buffed Dying Breath, so that when you die, it does an extra APOC. And then it also has the internal cooldown reduction, so that when you do use it, it will cause you to, what is it called? It'll cause a cooldown reduction, so if you're hitting all 5 heroes, basically 5-second cooldown reduction on your...
I'm starting up an exit terminal.
And then Hellstorm is insane. If you're gonna use Lightning Breath, it's just fun for zoning. It is it buffs your Lightning Breath up to a 12-second ability. It's just kind of dumb. Also, we have a 6th level lead right now. That is unheard of, mostly because we have the Vikings. But also tried and true, Hellgate is still here in its form. It is not different in any way. And then there goes Mr. Varian one more time. So, this was a really good game for me. I needed this game. I was gonna be really upset if it didn't go as well as this. Aw. Thought we had it. Can we not attack the core? Or are they chasing for kills? Looks like we're chasing for kills. But this is quick match after all, so you can expect nothing less. But either way, this game is basically over because, as I said, 5 levels up. And I have not... I'm just going to keep flipping him over. Well, there we go, everybody. GG's. Auto-check Diablo seems like it is the new thing. At least in a map like this where you have the ability to auto-attack. And I got MVP. It is best damage changes, 23% of the hero damage. At least in the sense that you're going to be able to auto-attack and weave them in consistently. If there's a lot of backline heroes, I don't think you'd want to do that. You probably want to go something with a cooldown reduction to be able to dive and hit more heroes, or with a W type poke build for slows. But I think in the slowing category, you would be using Diablo more as a bruiser and flanking than anything else, not as your main tank. Whereas this build, I think, could be used as a main tank. So here is a look at the talents one more time, and let me know what you think in the comments below. I really like this, actually. I really do. It feels pretty cool. Hellgate can be switched out for your preference. The healing can be useful, but I personally don't think you need it, especially with Devil's Due, and then also with the Life Leech talent here. It just all does a lot for you. And then it also couples with 13 as a survivability talent as well. So that is it for the El Diablo rework video. This was actually, I couldn't believe how well that went. That was an amazing, I think, look at how the new playstyle of Diablo is. And it actually, the variant on their team, I should commend him, because he was able to give me a really good test dummy in action to show just how much sustain I can have. And then Tyrande was just there to help me out and sustain through all of his damage, even with an Abathur top hat, which is really cool. Because a lot of times Abathur hats and like variants and stuff just become kind of unstoppable, and it's a little cheaty. But as you can see, we kind of did all of the things we needed to do, which is really cool. And I'm really glad I found this. So thank you all, you guys, for staying with me here in the Heroes of the Storm. And it's been crazy times, but I think with this one, I'm going to start doing videos again. I really like doing it, and I've been feeling a little lost and a little, like, I don't know, non-productive, I guess you call it. So with that, we're going to start doing more things. Also, shameless plug, we do have a new website. It used to be ericwenzel.com, which you can still find it there, but the main link is called feedingcuriosity.net now. We do a podcast under the same name, talking about more things than just video games, which, you know, there's more to life than just video games, as you can see, as we all know. So with that, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you all next time in Heroes of the Storm.